Hey guys, what's up? Derek here from Bomb Socks with more Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. Okay, my friends, I want to pose an interesting situation to you to finish up this week of the Come Follow Me. Those of you who know of a missionary who is out in the field right now, I want to pose a question. Who usually misses the missionaries more? Is it mom or dad? I think we all know the answer to that question. Now, dads do miss the missionaries. I get that. But moms, there's something about a mother's love for a missionary. I think mothers are the ones who will miss the missionaries the most. These are the ones who have done the majority of the raising, the teaching, all of the temporal things and everything like that. This mother is going to miss that missionary. I get that. Which leads to chapter 5. Now, chapter 5 verses 1, 2, and 3. It came to pass that after we had come down into the wilderness unto our father, behold, he was filled with joy. And also my mother Sariah was exceeding glad, for she had truly mourned because of us. Remember that phrase. For she had supposed that we had perished in the wilderness, and she had also complained against my father, telling him that he was a visionary man, saying, behold, thou hast led us forth from the land of our inheritance, and my sons are no more, and we perish in the wilderness. And after this manner of language had my mother complained against my father. So now, to put this into perspective, Nephi and his brothers had been gone at least a month, maybe even 6 weeks, with no correspondence of any kind, to a very, very dangerous situation. This was a hard thing, and there was no email coming in, no quick text going, hey, we got the plates, we'll be home soon. There was none of that. So you got Sariah, who is a mother who had thought she had lost all of her sons. What does she do? She complains. Gasp. Right? Okay, I want to give her every benefit of the doubt here during this process. You know, I can imagine being the wife of a prophet is very difficult at times, things that you don't fully understand. It was probably very difficult for her as well to leave the comfort of her home, association with friends, a nice house, all of those things that all of the family had to leave. Sariah, the mother who probably had prepared that house so well, had to leave everything as well. But it never once says that she murmured against her family. So one of the things I want to pose to you here is this. Is there a difference between complaining and murmuring? I think there's a difference. The word murmur is a half-suppressed, mumbled complaint that I think really has no intention to be able to fix. It is to just mumble a complaint and not fix anything. The word complain, it is to state a grievance, to mourn, or to lament a situation. You know, you go back to that verse number 1 where it says she had truly mourned because of us. So here's a situation where a mother, I think, has a very, very valid grievance and just not knowing what's happening. And I don't think that she is not acting in faith. I just think she's having a rough moment, and we need to give her every bit of grace during that moment. So I really do believe this, and this is something that I am constantly working on. How we respond to others in adversity can often strengthen our relationship with them, and it will strengthen their relationship with God. So you've got to see the way that Lehi responds to his good wife's concerns. Verse number 4, and it had come to pass that my father spake unto her, saying, I know that I am a visionary man. If I had not seen the things of God in a vision, I should not have known the goodness of God, but had tarried in Jerusalem and had perished with my brethren. It's like, look, if I hadn't seen these things, I probably wouldn't left either. So what does he do first of all? He agrees with her. He's like, yep, you're right. I am a visionary man. If I hadn't seen this myself, I probably wouldn't have left either. But you're right, I am a visionary man. Now I'm going to go out of order for a minute. You're going to see why I do this. You go to verse number 6. After this manner of language did my father Lehi comfort my mother Sariah concerning us, while we journeyed in the wilderness up to the land of Jerusalem to obtain the record of the Jews. So what does he do? He comforts her. So first he agrees, and then he comforts. And then you go back to verse number 5. And again, you're going to see why I do this. But behold, I have obtained a land of promise, in the which things I do rejoice. And yea, I know that the Lord will deliver my sons out of the hands of Laban and bring them down again unto us in the wilderness. That phrase, I know. What does he do? He testifies. So when you really put this together, he agrees, he comforts, and he testifies. So rather than reacting to the way his wife is responding, he chooses to take responsibility and he acts. He agrees, he comforts, he testifies. I think there's some value there when we are dealing with individuals who are in a difficult situation and we don't know how to help them. Now you look at the result of this right here. You look at verses 7 and 8. When we had returned to the tent of my father, behold, their joy was full, meaning both Lehi and Sariah, and my mother was comforted. Now you look at verse number 8. And she spake, saying, now I know of a surety. She just needed a little bit of comfort, and she just needed some clarification there, which we all do. Now I know of a surety that the Lord hath commanded my husband to flee into the wilderness. Yea, I also know of a surety that the Lord hath protected my sons and delivered delivered them, there's that deliverance that Nephi talked about, out of the hands of Laban, and given them power whereby that they could accomplish the thing which the Lord hath commanded them. After this manner of language did she speak. Who does she sound like now? You click on that word accomplish, it takes you back to 1 Nephi chapter 3, verse 7. This is a faithful woman. So you can ask yourself the question, what are some ways that we can act rather than react in difficult situations, usually with family members? And again, I am always trying to work on that, and that's something that we all need to work on. And how would our relationships be different if we simply just followed Lehi's example of agreeing, comforting, and testifying? So maybe you think about the individuals that you've got the most conflict with, and you apply what you have learned from Lehi and Sariah's interaction with one another and how to act. And I really believe that there will be less contention and that there will be more love and understanding. I absolutely know that that is true, and I'm grateful for that principle. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing these messages. If you like what you see, please click that like button. And of course, you've got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel themed socks at bombsocks.com. You guys have an amazing day, and we'll see you next time. Godspeed. Bye-bye.